everyone, it's Sarah from Seth Series, and today I'm talking about one of the books that I gave 5 stars to in 2018. So, I really enjoy Ruta Sepetys. But I couldn't actually say that I was a fan of her work because I had only previously read Between Shades of Grey, which I absolutely adored. If you have not read Between Shades of Grey, check it out. But I ended up getting Salt to the Sea on audiobook. And you guys, this audiobook was amazing. It was so spectacular. It kind of just blew me away. And I wasn't expecting to get this emotional about this story, but I learned that I really enjoy reading World War II historical fiction through audio, and so I do plan on picking up more, especially after my experience with Salt to the Sea. But first, let me tell you what Salt to the Sea is about. So Salt to the Sea follows 4 characters. Their names are, I don't want to tell you the wrong names, so let me see if I can find their names. No, okay, here we go. Their names are Johanna, Florian, Amelia, and there's another one, Albert. Okay, so Johanna has connection to Between Shades of Grey. She is the sister from, the cousin of the main character from Between Shades of Grey. And she even mentions feeling very guilty because she feels like she is the reason why her sisters were put into captivity. She is a Lithuanian woman, and she has nursing experience, so this is really beneficial for her. Then there's Florian, who is a Prussian soldier. He's fleeing the Nazis, and he is hiding and protecting important treasure. And this is a really interesting historical piece because it ties in a missing art from history that has never been found. So it kind of like takes on like a conspiracy theory / historical fiction approach to it, which I really enjoyed. Then there's Amelia, who's a Polish girl who is close to the end of her pregnancy, and she has been making coverage through Russia, and she's, reaching her end, and then of giving birth. And then there's Albert, a Nazi who is pretty much crap, to put it lightly. He is narcissistic in a way that is very weird because he thinks he's better than he actually is. And so like he's like, I'm the best there ever was, but really he's like an underdog, and like he's kind of like everyone's kicking dog of the Nazi party, and he's sociopathic, slightly psychopathic, I think. He probably has a mix of all of them. He's something. Well, they all end up winding up on the Lusitania, which is not the Lusitania. Look at me spreading lies. They end up on the Wilhelm Gustloff, which is a Nazi-run ship, and it's larger than the Lusitania and the Titanic sinkings. I think not even 1,000 survivors made it out of all of those who got on board, if I remember, because I read this a little while back, and it's been a while since I've done my research, but it's really fascinating because this novel, it like focuses on that aspect of history, but it doesn't just focus on that. It focuses a lot on the walking these people do and the build up to actually getting on the Wilhelm Gustloff. And so like it's really tragic, especially because like you get so connected to all of these characters, except for that Nazi guy, Albert. I could care less about him. I was just waiting for him to like get dead because he was really pushing my nerves, especially at the end when he was doing what he was doing. Without spoilers, I was like, he has got to go. But I really liked Johanna's character. Her and Florian were really strong. Like, I really enjoyed their characters. I really enjoyed their storylines. I liked their connection. But I think my favorite, if I'm being honest, was Amelia, especially her ending, and just Amelia's overall story arc was so like sad and heartbreaking. But again, it's different because I'm listening to different actors portray these characters, so my connection to them is a little bit more intimate than if I was just reading from the page, and so like I feel very connected to these 4 people. Even if I didn't like Albert, I felt very connected, and I really, really recommend Salt to the Sea. Like, it's not very different from most historical fictions, but it just focuses on areas of history that are forgotten or not discussed. And I really, really love that about Ruta Sepetys' work, because she always sheds light on particular events in history that have not gotten as much coverage as you may think they deserve. And like, for instance, Between Shades of Grey focuses on the Lithuania people and how they were uprooted by the pre-Soviet Union Russia, and they were taken into Siberia for labor camps, and how a lot of people died on these trips to the labor camps because it's cold in Siberia, and they were pretty much treated without food and water, and they were kind of seen like cattle. Whereas this one talks about how this large ship had way too many people on it, it was kind of hectic, and then it was bombed and destroyed, and a lot of people lost their lives, and it was incredibly heartbreaking to like hear it happening, but it was so magnificent because it felt very cinematic, and I really, really recommend this audiobook. I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was a really great performance from all the actors. It enhanced my experience with this novel. I'm pretty sure I would have loved this novel if I read it, because I really enjoy Ruta Sepetys' work. One of my favorite themes from Salt to the Sea was the hunter, and it talked about how fear is the hunter, death is the hunter, and I just really love that kind of stuff. And just, it goes to show, like, I know a lot of times people say audiobooks don't stick with them, but Ruta Sepetys' writing is so strong that her audio, like, particular sentences stuck with me through the audio, and that doesn't rarely happen to me, but it's just so immersive, and I could like hear it and feel it, and I was just so into the story. So I highly recommend not only reading Salt to the Sea, but if you are able to acquire the audiobook, I recommend that over reading it, just because it's such a production, and I think it's one you don't want to miss. So let me know down below in the comments if you've read Salt to the Sea. I also have Out of the Easy on my shelf. I haven't read it yet, but let me know if I should pick it up soon, because I think that I may want to check that one out as well. That way I've read all of her works. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon, and happy reading. Bye!